Hello, my beautiful pumpkins, and welcome back to the channel. In today's Pick a Card, we are going to be taking a look at your week ahead, or what is coming next week. Now, this is timeless, so no matter what week you come across this, it will apply to your next week. That's kind of how I try to do all of my tarot readings, unless they are like monthly predictions. I always try to channel the energy of them being timeless. So this week, that's what we're going to be taking a look at. I am going to go ahead and do something that will help you differentiate the piles a little bit. I know we typically do candles, or we've done crystals in the past, but today I thought we would do something a little bit special, and we're going to be putting down a few key words from the Secret Garden Tarot, which is linked down below if you're interested. Not sponsored or collaboration or anything, just a deck that I have found a lot of really great use with, considering how simple it is. So we're just going to go ahead and shuffle these really quickly, and I'll lay down a keyword and phrase for you to kind of help decide between the piles, and then I'll give you a description and allow you some time to meditate with the cards. So let's see. All right, so pile number 1, which is going to be here, you have grow. All flowers must grow through dirt. Love that. And these are just kind of like phrases that might be more enchanting to you. Like I said, they help you decide between which pile if you didn't already feel the energy of one. Or it could be also a theme for the pile. So we also have breathe for pile number 2. Slow down and contemplate the tea. Violets and ivy tangled around the eaves. So love that. I also feel like this one can be like kind of, I don't want to say gossipy, but we have contemplate the tea, and I take that very literally. I take it as like a calm sense as well, but it can also be like, you know, contemplate the tea, contemplate the drama in your life, see what the root cause is. But breathe. And then pile number 3 for you. Ooh, this one was sticking out. I don't know if you saw that. We have generosity, sow seeds of kindness. So those are going to be the keywords for each pile. And if you are unfamiliar with Pick a Cards, basically the timestamps are down below for you. This is pile 1, this is 2, and this is 3. And each pile you can take the time if you want to meditate with them, which I'll give you time to do that. You can choose based off of the timestamps if your lucky number is present. If you can read auric fields, you can try to read the auric field of each pile and see which one is really resonating with you. You also might have a number that you always choose, which I feel like people that are drawn to that specific type of choosing, that might be like very significant for you. You know, stay with that, go with it. The key words might call out to you specifically, so pay attention to those. And ultimately, the thing I always like to say is that I don't control your destiny or your fates. You are in complete control of your own energy at all times. All that I do here is I channel messages from your spirit guides, from my spirit guides, and I a lot of times get a lot of messages at once, so I try my best to filter through and get as many messages to you as possible. So just be advised that I am not the one who's in control. And sometimes there's going to be an entire pile, which I find that is most often from the comments you all leave. There's going to be an entire pile, or sometimes multiple piles that really resonate with your essence. And that's because you're meant to be here. And for some of you, it might just be the keywords. It might just be one card or certain parts of cards. So it just really depends on you and where you are. And I'm always, as somebody that is studying in the field of psychology, I'm always going to direct the focus back to you. You always know yourself better than I will ever. So I'm going to go ahead and be quiet, allow you some time to choose, and then we'll get into it. All right. right, pile number one. So as we stated, you got grow. All flowers must grow through dirt. So we're just going to kind of keep that in mind as we go through the reading today. And let's go ahead and see. So normally I use a Rider-Waite-Smith deck when I do like the first initial few cards, but I was feeling a little bit feisty today, and we're going to start out with tarot cards today. So, or tarot cards, what am I even saying? Mercury retrograde, be like. We're going to start with some astrology cards today. So right off the bat, we have the Grand Cross or the Provoker card. We also have, and these cards don't have reversal meanings. We also have the Third House Messages. We have Aquarius, I know. And we have the Seventh House of Partners. So this is really interesting to me. One of the first things I heard while pulling these out from Spirit is some of you might be contemplating signing a contract, or there might be things getting in your way right now this next week. If you have something important coming up, just really make sure that you read the fine print, especially if you're watching this as it goes live, which of course these messages are timeless, but those of you that showed up literally on the day of or like within the next month, we have Mercury in retrograde in the sign of Aquarius. And the third house also corresponds to Gemini. Actually, are you an air sign? We have like all air sign energy going on because we have the seventh house of partners, which corresponds to Libra, who's an air sign, the third house of messages, which corresponds to Gemini, and then the Aquarius card. So all the air signs are present. But with Mercury in retrograde, what that really means is it can sometimes really mess up our technology. It can mess up, it just kind of throws like a wrench in a lot of our communications and how we communicate with each other. It's an opportunity and that's how I like to look at retrogrades. I feel like I do not subscribe to the energy that a retrograde is like awful and it's here to ruin your life, even though I definitely have a vlog on my channel called Mercury Retrograde Casually Ruining My Life, which was really more clickbait than anything, which that was a chaotic vlog. But I don't like to subscribe to the ideology that retrogrades are here to just like wreak havoc. They are an opportunity for you to slow down, to grow through what you're going through. And they are an opportunity for you to look at how you are communicating and read the fine print of things. So just really try your best to go slower, especially this next week in talking to others, in how, especially messages, I'm hearing text messages in general, like don't send people word walls without taking a break. Like take that long text message that you're thinking about sending, put it into the word pad on your phone and let it sit overnight or a couple of days before putting that out there. Because a lot of times, and honestly, even from my own personal growth, I've taken this very seriously. So I feel like I have a lot to say to you about it. But a lot of times when we go to send that word wall, a lot of us will harbor guilt for the things that we're putting out there, even if it's really how we feel. And ultimately, during this time period of this next week, it just might be better for you to keep it to yourself for now. And it doesn't mean forever. It doesn't mean you're never going to be able to express yourself. Just know that with this Grand Cross Provoker card, this is like more of a wrench in your plans. This is maybe even somebody that is just playing devil's advocate, or somebody that doesn't want to see it your way or doesn't want to have the communication style that you prefer to have. I'm really seeing this as a breakdown in communication, and it's a moment for you to actually grow. It's a moment for you, or several moments for you to really grow through what you're experiencing and to up-level the way that you communicate with other people. And honestly, I'm getting this feeling of like my solar plexus is being like very activated as I'm talking. And what that says to me is this is a lot about you coming into your own personal power. This is you owning your body, owning your space, owning the words that you say, and owning how you communicate with others, and not letting people shame you for having feelings or feeling a certain way. Or it's it's you not really allowing that energy into your space because I feel like it wants to come in. There is this, the provoker that I'm seeing here is representational of a person. And the interesting thing is I feel like they see you as somebody who is provoking their peace. And so in turn, they don't know how to internalize the things that you're trying to bring to them. Their guard immediately is shooting up and they are now going to provoke back. So I feel like right now just might not be a good time for this. And obviously, you know yourself better than I do and always do what you feel called to do, but I'm just saying if you feel some type of way about it, just maybe go a little slower. Maybe, and especially if you're looking to sign a long-term contract or you're looking to change something in your environment with a contract. Now, this can also, like, especially with a car, those of you that are looking into new cars, a lot of times we have cars break down during Mercury retrograde or there are car problems. Just be really careful if you decide to sign a new contract for a car or sign a contract or a new lease, anything. That's really what I'm getting from the 7th house is it's like very much about like contracts right now and being careful with them. And with Aquarius, I also feel that many of you, this is an opportunity to really grow your internal structures and how you talk to and treat yourself. Because I feel that, we have this like really expansive light energy coming out of this. It looks like a statue, but we're personifying this. So we have this beautiful like light essence. And I feel like that is you. You already know what you need to do. You already know what you need to say or not say. And you can already exude and carry yourself with that energy before ever exuding it or talking about it or opening it to someone else. You can literally have, and we actually just talked about this in How to Attract the One, a video that I made recently. When you raise your own standards for yourself, you don't really allow other people to trample them. And I feel like with this Aquarius, I know you might be I don't want to say one of those people. That sounds negative. I don't mean it like that. You might be someone, put it that way. You might be someone that you always feel like you have to get all the answers outside of you, that other people need to help you, or especially those of you that are struggling in communication and partnerships. Maybe you're wanting to attract a partner and you've had a really hard time doing so. It's like you always think that somebody else has the answers for your life, and you're actually putting yourself down by doing that. You're not allowing yourself to experience your fullness the way that everybody has that innate ability. Everybody, you can be full and bright and brilliant and beautiful, and you can have all the answers for yourself. You already do. It's someone else has told you that you don't, or somebody else has led you to believe that you don't. And you do, you have an internal beautiful glow about you. So let's go ahead and move on to the tarot cards now, the Rider-Waite cards. We have the 3 of Cups. We have the 2 of Swords backwards, upside down, or, oh my God, in reverse. Mercury retrograde is messing with me. And then we have the 8 of Cups. So with these, I'm going to be very honest with some of you, and you might not like what I have to say, and that's not why I'm here. I'm not here to sugarcoat anything. I'm not Willy Wonka. For some of you, if this is a relationship, a partnership, a marriage, a friendship, I'm really hearing outright that 3 is company and 2 is 2 is company and 3 is a crowd. And that is really, to me, what this card signifies, especially with this deck. I feel like the Wild Unknown Tarot reads kind of brutal. Like, it is not a soft deck. It is a deck that is here to give you the tea. And I feel that some of you are allowing yourself to be the third person. And don't get me wrong, I'm not talking about like polyamorous relationships and stuff. You're going to know if this applies to you or not. I think polyamory is a very beautiful thing. And if that's your relationship choice, I support you in that always. But when it comes to this, the reason I'm saying I'm seeing two's company, three's a crowd is like the phrase that I heard, because we have the two of swords on top of this, which is a stalemate. This is like, I don't want to make a really hard choice that I need to make for myself. And then we have the eight of cups coming out as well, which they're all broken. Like, I don't know how well you can see this card, but the eight of cups, all the cards at the bottom are broken. And we see this like huge dark looming mountain in front of us. That's what this is, this like huge dark looming mountain. And it's like, you feel like if you make a choice right now, no matter what you are deciding to do, who you're communicating with, you feel like you are going to be left shattered. And then there's going to be this mountain in front of you that you're going to have to climb. And Spirit is here to tell you that you will be so much better off in the long run. You will be so much more in touch with yourself. This is an experience that is here to grow you. This is an experience that is here to help you understand others better, understand yourself better. And things don't just happen on purpose to hurt us. Like, whatever you're experiencing with this two's company, three's a crowd. And it can also be like a crowd of ideas too. I want to be clear on that. This doesn't have to be a relationship. This can be, you have so many ideas and you need to just choose one and go up the mountain. Like, don't waste your time thinking about all the ways that whatever you're trying to accomplish is not going to work. And instead, ask yourself how many ways it can work and why it does work. I actually just had a really interesting conversation with one of my family members. I keep encouraging them to start this podcast, not with me, but like with a friend of their own. Of course, I'm a big encourager of entrepreneurship, and I keep encouraging them because it's an idea that they seem like they are wanting to do. And I keep saying, you can do it. You should do it. If you ever need help, I'm here for you. But I'm not jumping in and taking the reins, obviously. Point being, last week they said to me, but Kloee, like, so many podcasts already exist. There's already, basically, like, who am I to start this new thing? There's so many out there. And I'm here to tell you, if that's your inclination towards starting something brand new and not wanting to take the steps to do it, do you think that Lizzo, the beautiful, amazing queen of music, or Billie Eilish, I know it's Billie Eilish, but I think eyelash is funnier, or Billie Eilish, do you think that I get that from Aphrodite, that is not my own coin term. Do you think Billie Eilish or Lizzo, do you think they were like, you know what? Nah, the music industry, it's too saturated. I'm just not going to try. No. They went out there, they did what sparked their joy, what really got them passionate about life, and look at them. So this is about putting in the work and realizing that whatever you're experiencing right now is not going to shatter you, it's going to grow you. So we also have from your angels, compromise, and we have yes. So with compromise, I find this really interesting. I'm almost hearing that, and we have this woman is holding up a balance scale, or this angel, and we have it right underneath the Libra house, which the seventh house is ruled by Libra. What I find so interesting about this is with this, like, two's company, three's a crowd, I feel like maybe somebody else doesn't want to meet you halfway, or I almost feel like this could be like the compromise between friendships, the compromise between, it could be like work, your romantic life, and family, and one feels like the odd person or the odd thing out. It can be your significant other, their best friend, and you. Do you see what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be this like, leave them, break up with them. For some of you, I think that actually could be the case, but I'm hearing compromise in the sense that, like, there's totally personal experience that I could give you with this, but I'm asking myself how much I want to share, because I feel like sometimes it doesn't always feel safe to share every single piece of my life online. To keep it plain, shall we say. In my own life, I've experienced this. I've experienced my significant other, their best friend, and myself. And it's interesting because in my life, all of my best friends are also my spouse's friend. But when it comes to me, most people I don't mind. Most people I'm super chill with. It doesn't matter how they identify, it doesn't matter who they are, what walk of life they've come from. But there is a specific friend that I've always had a really hard time with. And there is a history there. So there's like an understanding of why I would feel that way. And up until recently, every time I thought about this person or my spouse and them communicating, which they didn't for a long time, but every time I thought about it, I was just filled with so much rage and so much anger because I was never prioritized in the past over this person. And I kind of was like, oh no, we're done with them. We don't need them in our life. But my spouse really wanted to make that connection again. It meant a lot to him to get to have that friendship. And for me, even though me and my significant other have built such a strong, solid foundation for a relationship, and I know that, it was like I immediately would get transported back to the past where we didn't have that, where the communication was really unclear. We were 10 years younger than we are right now, and it was so different. You know, we were adolescents in school. Like, it was so different back then. And it was like, physically, my body felt like it was going back there, even though mentally I had moved past it. I hope this is making sense. And something that I had to come to realize on my own after having a lot of discussions with my significant other and being very open, I had to express a lot of fear in this is why I don't like this. This is why this makes me scared. And ultimately, the resolution that I came to was that it actually had nothing to do with my spouse or the best friend. It had everything to do with my own sense of security and where I didn't feel secure in myself. And I feel like with this, that might be some kind of undertaking. I feel like Spirit always encourages me to share my own personal accounts because sometimes you are going through something similar. Now, obviously, that's not going to be for everyone, but some of you might be in a similar situation. Ask yourself where that feeling of insecurity is coming from, and ask yourself if you can compromise. For myself, I do feel like there was somewhat of a compromise, and it didn't mean that I had to give up huge parts of myself to make it, or they didn't have to give up huge parts of themselves, my spouse or their friend. It was just me saying, hey, you're totally like, I trust you to have this friendship. I'm not worried about it. I'm really not. And I want you to be happy, but this is what I need. And I've set down my own ground rules of like, I need to always feel safe. I always need to feel included in a certain way. I need to feel communicated with and not shut out. And it was like all these old fears that my husband and I don't even participate in anymore because we're just different people. And so yeah, it's okay to compromise if you feel like you can. Now, I also understand that sometimes there is no room for compromise because it feels like you are putting part of yourself in a situation that you just don't want to be in. But I would encourage you always, again, from that psychological perspective, to explore it. Explore it. Explore where those deep feelings of fear are coming from. Are they even your fears? Are they fears that somebody else implanted in you or told you should feel a certain way? And then with yes, those of you that feel like you've had a great idea that you want to move forward on, that we were talking about over here, like doing the work and, be the Lizzo or the Billie Eilish of your life. I feel like the yes is literally whatever idea was on your mind at the time. This is the go for it. This is your angels, your spirit guides behind you saying, yes, this is the thing, go for it. And everything is coming into alignment for you to do it because we even have the sun and the moon in perfect harmony and balance. Look at how much harmony we have here. It's like, you're going to grow from this experience, but ultimately it's going to lead to your harmony because we have balancing scales here, the 7th house, which again rules Libra, which is the balancer. And then we have the sun and moon opposite in this angel's hands. Like, ugh, what a beautiful message of balance. Then lastly, I wanted to get you some self-care cards. So how to kind of work through this and grow through this. We have time alone. So make sure you're spending some good quality time with yourself right now, especially if this is a hard decision or something that you feel is very important, especially if it deals with any kind of contracts. And then we also have connect with the earth. Now, I will say, speaking from personal experience, it's very cold where I live right now, and connecting with the earth is kind of difficult. But that doesn't mean that it is impossible. Get yourself some flowers delivered, Do get yourself a new crystal, order a crystal. That's still connecting you with the earth because those elements are made in the earth. Put on some rain sounds on YouTube and allow yourself to sit back and enjoy a cup of coffee just with the sounds. There are ways to connect with earth even in the dead of winter when you feel like maybe you can't. Because that was always my complaint is, oh, it's too cold here. I can't do that. And actually I can. It was me just not willing to think outside the box. So know that you can connect with earth at this time, and maybe even doing something alone. Doing an earth meditation would be really good. You can look up one of those on YouTube as well. And that is what I have for you, pal number one. I wish you nothing but the best. Please do not forget to follow me on Instagram, on TikTok. I'm at Kloee Taylor, same as here. And also my Twitch, where I always say I've got plans for, and I do. I really want to actually start offering on like select days. It won't be like an every month occurrence, I don't think, but I'm actually going to start unboxing tarot decks on Twitch as I get new ones. And I'm going to give out free readings as I learn these new decks because it helps me. It also helps you. And I don't know when our first stream is going to be yet. I will probably announce it here in my community tab when the time comes. So make sure that you have post notifications on. Make sure that you're subscribed so you know when that will be. I'm really looking forward to it. We're also going to be doing some new moon manifesting this year together on Twitch. So link is down below for that. Make sure that you're following. And if you feel called to do so, it is never an expectation, but always appreciated. I do have my Cashapp, Venmo, and PayPal listed down below. I do accept tips for my readings. Again, no pressure, but it's always appreciated. And I love you all so, so much. Please remember, when you stand up in your own authenticity, you empower everyone around you to do the same. And I will speak to you again soon. Bye. Hello, my beautiful pal number two, and welcome into your reading. Today we have the Breathe card for you. Slow down and contemplate the tea, violets, and ivy tangled around the eaves. So this is going to be an important thing for your week. I think just remembering before you become reactive in any way, making sure you take the time to breathe. So this week, normally we start with regular old tarot cards, but today I thought it would be really cool to start our reading with some astrology cards. So right off the bat for you, we do have the Venus card of love. We love to see it. We have Yod Destiny. We have the Void of Course Moon. And we have the second house of owning. So some of you might be earth signs or Tauruses or Libras. Now that doesn't mean if you're not that this reading is not for you. I just wanted to point that out because the second house is ruled by Taurus, and Taurus is also ruled by Venus, which Taurus is an earth sign, and Libra is also ruled by Venus. So the first thing I actually want to do before we go forward is I want to, because I know astrology pretty well, I do consider myself to be an astrologer, but there are some things that I'm not as proficient in, and this would be one of them. We're actually going to pull the book for this Yod card. I don't do this very often, but and I mean, I could probably, with like it saying destiny, I could take like an educated guess, but I feel like checking out the book for this might actually be really helpful for us. So let's see. What does this have to tell us? So Yod card in belief, needing to make adjustments, being inventive, being unique, having a special purpose, trusting all will work out as it is meant to, the eventual success of destiny and fates, even among chaos, self-examination and discovery after a period of confusion, missed opportunities, increased awareness, humility, being shown factors you are currently blind to, making up your mind, making a choice, learning from adjustment, and flowing with change, a conduit of energy, profound blocks, stop and start motions. It is best not to force the issue at this time if there is fate involved. Allow matters to unfold before acting, bring everything together, answering the call as the ordinary life is released into the spiritual. And then we also have destiny, doing things on your own, standing strong and making a difference. So This to me says this week you really need to focus on doing what you love above anything else. And the reason that I say that is because with destiny, destiny is always going to be tied to what you love. Now, we talk about finding our purpose and having a destiny and, following your North Star. That's like popular topics on this channel. I love that stuff. But the thing is we can also have multiple destinies. I really believe that we can have multiple purposes. Your mind can change at any given time. But the most important thing you can always do, and someday, I don't know if I'm going to include this in a self-help book or what, because it is so important. And I feel like a lot of people don't keep it in mind, is it is so important for you to follow passion's lead. It is so important for you to follow passion's lead. Whatever you are divinely passionate about, excited about, creative about, inspired about, whatever lights a fire under your ass, you need to follow it. And this next week, that is going to be the thing. And the reason I say that is because we have Breathe, which to me really talks about a deep slowness, needing to move slower through life. You're literally being asked by Spirit to slow down. Venus and Taurus, these two cards to me really speak to what do you value? What do you love? What do you always want to make time for, but you never make the time for? And this is the stuff that you need to get a handle on this week and actually do it. If that's sitting and watching Netflix every day that you're passionate about, sit and watch Netflix every day. If that's reading books, make the time every day to read. If that's taking a bath, make the time this week to take a bath. I personally have been taking baths every day lately to help with muscle recovery as I've been working out more. If you are able to make that kind of time in your schedule, I understand not everybody has that privilege or that luxury at this time, but make time for that. And I say that because with the void of course moon missing, anytime the moon goes into a void position, it means the moon is not working and you should not be either. I think there's somebody on Twitter that always says this and I love it. It's like a phrase that I always remind myself whenever the moon goes void, which I feel like is actually pretty frequently. I don't know those of you that are into tracking moon cycles and like the lunar phases, but when the moon goes into a void state, it just like, if we really attune our own energy to the moon, which it doesn't matter how you identify, you can tap into that deeply feminine energy of the moon. And with that void of course moon missing, I feel like there's a piece of your life that has felt like it's been missing. And what it is it is this reconnection with self. Because maybe you don't feel passionate about anything right now. Maybe you feel like I'm not good at anything. Maybe that's the phrase that you keep repeating to yourself. I'm not good at anything. I'm not passionate about anything. I'm not motivated about anything in life. And Spirit is saying you're not motivated because you're moving too fast. You're going through life on autopilot. You're moving too quickly. And you need to take time to actually appreciate what is around you. Appreciate the way the snow falls. There are so many things. There's such a good one from one of my friends, actually. And if you're out there listening, my good friend Hillary, this one comes from you. I don't remember the exact phrasing, so I apologize. Hillary, if you choose this pile and you listen to this one, do me a solid and send me a text or leave a comment down below so I can quote you. But it was not even her original story. It was kind of a secondhand story. But basically, it was like somebody who didn't really believe in astrology. Somebody told them, like, you think about that. Maybe you don't believe in astrology and you think it's like hoity-toity bullshit. But think about the fact that it was so hard just for you to be created, even in the human body. It is like, so the way that you would come out as you, specifically with your characteristics, your eyes, your hair, your skin, your teeth, how you don't come out of the womb with teeth, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you are made so specific, and it's such a miracle that you would even be born the way that you are. Now take that from a cosmic perspective. Think about how somebody can be born on the same day, at the same time as you, in the same location, like in the same hospital, and you can have different birth charts. You can have a difference in how the stars aligned perfectly to you. Now tell me that isn't magical. And I feel like we can really bring that into this want for motivation. This I feel like if you've been struggling to find that passion, purpose, and motivation, it's time to slow down and ask yourself about the little things. Ask yourself, have you used your hands today? What have you created? And instead of focusing at the end of every day on what you haven't done, what you didn't complete, ask yourself what you did do. Did you get out of bed today? Did you drink some water? Did you eat a good meal? Did you look out the window and take a big deep breath? Did you put one foot in front of the other? Did you get dressed today? Did you do something that would help you get to where you want to be in life today, even if it was small? It's time to slow down and evaluate those things. Go inward, especially during a retrograde. Right now, if you're seeing this video current, we are going through a Mercury retrograde in the sign of Aquarius. Retrogrades are the perfect time to go inward and reflect and ask yourself, how is your communication? How are your relationships, especially with love coming out? How do you talk to yourself? That matters. Spelling is called spelling because you are literally casting spells with your words over yourself and other people. And no, that doesn't mean that you're sitting out here cursing people constantly. I mean, I do believe we also call curse words curses for a reason, but I don't want you to take that so literally that like you're bound. But, you have power with the way that you speak to yourself. I'm getting this like very almost like you've been wanting to have a breakthrough with yourself for a really long time and it just hasn't happened. So I hope that that is helpful. Let's go ahead and move on a little bit to our tarot cards here. We have Daughter of Pentacles, Mother of Pentacles. Ooh. And we also have the Ace of Pentacles reversed. This is very interesting. I had to take a breath. Okay. Some of you, I'm going to be real, you just need to call your moms. The moon is often our connection to our mother, that divine feminine aspect. But I also feel like for some of you, this is like, you feel like maybe you're following in your mother's footsteps and not in a good way. This is like, with the Ace of Pentacles reversed, it's like, to me, you're not allowing the birth of yourself. Like you're not allowing yourself to be who you came here to be. And during an Aquarius season, also, Aquarius is the sign of authenticity. And authenticity is something we really get into on this channel. And I feel like there's this like disconnection from destiny. There's this disconnection from purpose. And it doesn't have to be your actual bloodline mother. It can just be somebody that is a mother figure in your life. And sometimes that can be your father as well. It can be an aunt, an uncle, a caretaker, a teacher, a mentor. But it's like, I feel like some of you have been following in this person's pattern, in this person's footsteps, and not in ways that you like, not in ways like maybe your mother gossips 24/7, and that's something you don't want to do, but you feel like you have to do it to be part of the family, to be part of the fold. Or maybe your mother has a really bad habit of not advocating for herself, and she's taught you to not advocate for yourself. Maybe your mother says horrible things about her body or horrible things about herself, and in turn, you've learned to talk to yourself that way. Maybe your mother doesn't make room for her emotions, and you in turn never learned how to regulate or make room for yours. There is so much in the relationship with the mother, even from a psychological standpoint. Our mothers don't realize how much power they have in creating who we are as adults. And the thing is, we don't have to become our mother. We don't have to. There might be pieces of that person that are with you and they'll always be with you, but you do not have to become your mother to be accepted. And you are allowed to grow beyond that. You are allowed to be your own individualized person. And you're also allowed to create the physical reality that you want. You're allowed to take care of your body in a way that maybe is different from your mother. You are allowed to have a home that is different. You're allowed to run your home differently. You're allowed to have a different career. You're allowed to step out of only being a mother. That might be some of you, maybe you are mothers or fathers, and that's your only role at this time. And Spirit is here to tell you that doesn't have to be your only role if it's not what you want. Now, if it is what you want, more power to you. I'm never going to be somebody who shames stay-at-home parents at all. I think that's a really beautiful thing that you're taking the time to do. But know that it doesn't have to be the only thing that you're about. You're here for more than that. You're here to go beyond this. We are all just expressions of consciousness. And when you see that we are all just like microorganisms in this big expression of consciousness, ask yourself, how do you want to express yourself? How can you better care for and tend to yourself next week to get closer to yourself and to not become a projection of this? And I also feel that this is very much mothering yourself. I feel like I'm an expert on this topic, to be honest with you. And just from my own experience and what I've also learned in my own program. But I feel that we have this, right? We have the fawn as the daughter of pentacles, right? And then we have the same fawn right here laying next to the mother. And I feel like this is also about giving that nurture and love to yourself. Now, some of you, those of you that have excellent relationships with your mothers, this is a good time to call them, to accept that nurture from them. If you're someone that has not had that, know that it's time to pick up the mantle to start mothering yourself. And that might be what you need to connect to this week. Maybe your mother is a Taurus or has Taurus in her chart, or you do, or Libra. And it's time to pick up that and just do it for you. Go towards your own destiny. Carve your own path. You do not have to take on the family business or the family role. You're allowed to go beyond that. Now, from your angels and spirit guides, we also have perfect timing, and we also have recovery. So with perfect timing, I will say this, maybe if it's not about a motherly relationship, even though that was definitely the vibe that I got, with the Daughter of Pentacles and the Mother of Pentacles, these cards are also deeply about new ideas and putting them into the physical reality, and also being someone that nurtures and cares for themselves, or also is somebody that has like a really well-kept home, but also runs a business out of their home. So this could also be you. You might have like a new idea for a business, and there might be a little bit of a fear of making that happen, but know that it is part of your destiny to make these things happen. And part of your destiny might just be healing the mother wound in your life. And I don't want to go into big detail on that because that is like a whole podcast episode and a half. But look into that. If like any of what I said about the mother relationship is like striking a chord with you, look up the mother wound. It's very powerful. But with perfect timing and recovery, I feel like this is the perfect time for you to do this. What I've said, for you to take time out, take time for yourself. Everything is going to align to allow you to breathe. Many of you might feel like, I don't have the time. I can't take the time. It's coming. With recovery, this is about you recovering yourself, giving your cares and woes and worries away, maybe to a higher power, to the universe, or just doing like a burn ritual for yourself and going through a deep replenishing recovery. I feel like that's what this reading really has been all about, is you just kind of recovering. Then we also have, for some self-care for you this week, we have positive affirmations. So you really got to pay attention to how you're speaking to yourself, because we have, I love myself, worthy, grateful, brave, beautiful, healthy, happy. What does this say? I choose love. So these are just like really powerful affirmations. And remember that you are literally made of stardust. You are special. Who are, like, you might be saying like, who am I to be here? Who am I to do these things? No, who are you not to be? You are stardust. You are magical. There's literally magic in your veins. And we also have connect with crystals. And I want to say, with positive affirmations, when I said like you are stardust, that is actually true. We have stardust in our blood. Like as humans, that is part of us. Scientifically, that is part of us. So you are stardust. You're made of the same thing that the stars are made out of. And then we also have with connect with crystals. I feel that many of you, if you're feeling anything that I've been saying, definitely look into getting yourself some rose quartz. These are like kind of pink colored stones too. It's a pink colored crystal. I wish I had my big one in here so I could show it to you. I have a huge one that my husband gave me as an early Valentine's Day gift, and it is like literally like bigger than my two hands. Like it's huge. I usually have it next to me when I read, but I forgot. So rose quartz might be a really good one. You can also connect with like green and pink are heart chakra colors. I'm really hearing, especially with this image of this woman kind of holding her hands over her heart. This is like heart healing for me, or for what I'm hearing for you. It's heart healing. So that's really what your focus will be over this next week, and finding crystals that go in line with that. So you can get heart-shaped crystals as well. I've been carrying, I'm going to dig it out for you right now. I've actually been carrying this heart-shaped Super 7. If you've never heard of Super 7, it's like 7 different crystals in one. Like it literally is made from 7 different crystals all in the same like cluster formation that were naturally occurred. And it's like a very powerful stone for, or crystal for up-leveling your own consciousness and protection. Like it does so many good things, but I've been carrying this one inside my bra for the last little while, and I feel like it's really helped me like reevaluate parts of my life. And those of you may be interested, I'm going to go ahead and throw it out there. I've been talking about this a lot on my Instagram stories as well, but any of you that I really struck something with that mother story, or like mother stuff, check out the book Codependent No More by Melody Beattie. I'll link it down below for you. It's a book that I've recently gotten into, and I feel like I have never had a book read me for the filth so hard, psychologically. And it's really allowed me to evaluate my relationships, especially the one with my own mother. So definitely check it out if any of that, like if you're looking for something to kind of dive into to start learning more about yourself and how you maybe correspond to your mother. If you feel like your relationship isn't the best, it's definitely one that I feel like it's not going to be everybody's cup of tea, but I do feel like it was definitely been worth the read for me. And I also believe that when you're attracted to certain tarot card readers, there's a reason for that. Like the healing that they get, you also get. So I believe that we exude similar energy, and that's part of the attraction. So that is what I have for you. Please do not forget to follow me on Instagram, on TikTok, and on Twitch. As I told pal number 1, we are going to be doing some deck unboxing soon as I get new ones. And I'm actually going to be offering free tarot card readings on my Twitch channel when I end up going live to do that. I will probably announce it on my community tab when it happens. I don't have a specific date yet because my new decks haven't come in yet, but just make sure that you hit that subscribe button and you have post notifications turned on, so that way you'll be notified when the time comes for that, because I know so many of you have wanted that, and it's something I want to give back to you, and I will be doing it for free. So just make sure you have your eyes peeled for that. And if you feel called to do so, it is never an expectation, but always appreciated. I have my Cashapp, Venmo, PayPal listed down below. You can tip me for my readings if you so choose to, but again, I never expect that from you. I link all the cards down below. I will link that book for you down below. And please remember, when you stand up in your own authenticity, you empower everyone around you to do the same. I love you so much, and I will speak to you again soon. Bye. Hello there, pile number 3, and welcome to your week ahead. So for you, we do have that generosity card, which I'm just going to go ahead and set this up here at the top for you. And this week we are doing something a little different. I decided to start with astrology cards first this week, which normally we don't do that. We normally start with tarot cards, but I don't know. I was feeling a little spicy today. So we first have for you the 9th house. Love it. Which the 9th house is ruled by Sagittarius. We have Cancer, I feel. We have the North Node, Life's Purpose. And we also have Sagittarius, I see. So, let's see. With First of all, with the ninth house and Sagittarius both coming out, some of you might be Sagittarians. We love a Sagittarius in this house, okay? You also might have your North Node in Sagittarius. You also could have your fourth house in Sagittarius. The fourth house is often it talks about like our home, our family life growing up. And if you had Sagittarius in the fourth house, this is like basically, I feel like your home maybe was more focused on knowledge than anything else. Like maybe school was always put first. Maybe your parents could have even been a little bit harder on you about school. And maybe you're somebody that has very like deep inner feelings. And that was really hard because with Cancer, I feel like you are somebody that maybe you get a lot of your intuition through your feeling. You might have clear feeling, which is a psychic gift, having clear feeling when you just kind of like know that, like based on a feeling, like a gut, they say like, "Ooh, my gut said this," or my gut feeling. I feel like you all might take that a lot more seriously than others, or maybe this is a sign that you should. When we talk about generosity, though, because that is what we are being highlighted towards this week, when we talk about generosity and Sagittarius and the ninth house, this to me is about being generous with your knowledge. If you know something or have the ability to help someone because you know something that they don't, and I don't mean in like a sneaky way, I mean literally you have a certain level of knowledge that others don't have, or it could be that you just need to start sharing of the things that you know and the things that you've learned. And this week might be the week where you start to follow that path. Maybe you start a new podcast. Maybe you apply to become somebody who does lectures, or like public speaks in places. I mean, virtually it can be done as well. Or you could be someone that, maybe you're considering getting a job in teaching. I'm hearing with that like generosity and generosity of knowledge, especially if you have that like sense of clear feeling. Some of you also just might be Cancers or have Cancer in your charts. But if you have that clear feeling as well as part of your own psychic gift, which I do believe everybody has psychic gift. I have a whole video that I did on that on my channel to figure out what your psychic gift is. Everybody has psychic gift. It's not hard to be psychic. Some people's gifts are more advanced than others, and it can be difficult if you are not familiar with how to work with it. But I've heard that before, that like it's hard to be psychic. No, it isn't. Everybody has intuition and psychic something. I would argue that everybody has all of the clairs. Some people's are just more pronounced than others because they've either worked on them or they were born a little bit, I don't want to say more advanced because I think everybody has that potential. It's just something that has to really be worked towards more for some versus others. And I feel that many of you, I don't know why that's coming through so strong, but you have a natural gift for it. And also with your North Node in life's purpose, I feel that this sharing of your knowledge and what you know is part of your life purpose. It's something that you came here to do. And I apologize, there's a noisy car outside. It's something that you came here to do, to share with others the knowledge that you have. And even if you feel like your voice is small, or you feel that maybe you shouldn't speak because you're scared, or maybe your belief systems or the way that you think about things is different from like the norm of society, and that feels very scary, that should be more of a clue to you that it's something you should do. And this is so beautiful. Right when I looked up from my tarot cards, I read in front of a window. If you can't tell, it kind of downcast this light. I read in front of a window and it's snowing. And I know we have such a negative connotation of snowflakes in the world these days, but I say we take that word back, take the phrase back. Snowflakes are actually so beautiful that they are not alike. They are different. The way that they are created is different. And this also brings me to that study that was done even on water, and how if like we are made so much of water, and how we speak to ourselves matters. This has kind of been a common theme, I feel like, for this entire like pile 1, 2, and 3 all kind of touched on this, how we speak to ourselves. And if you constantly are fueling your body with this, I can't do it, I'm not good enough, who am I to do this, I'm not smart enough, I don't hold enough wisdom, you're going to continually perpetuate that belief, and you will not attract to you the things that you want to make it a reality. And know that you are beautiful just as you are. You are unique. You have a specific set of DNA, a specific zodiac and astrological birth charts. You have so much to you that is specific and unique, like that of a snowflake. And like I said, we're taking it back. We're not. I hate that. I hate it when people are like, "Oh, you're such a snowflake." I think it's so limiting. And I say we take it back. Let's all go get like snowflake friendship bracelets together. I'm into it. I think we're all uniquely beautiful and we should own it. You too, you as well. We all have that. Now, I don't know why that was coming out so strongly. Maybe some of you have been called a snowflake, or that's something that you've called someone else, but for some reason, Spirit wanted me to see that. And also, my garbage man is now out front. This reading, my gosh, Mercury retrograde really is here and says, like, we're here to just interrupt you. We had loud cars. Now we got a garbage truck. All kinds of stuff be going on outside. But you know what? We have peace and tranquility inside. This can also be, I believe that everything has the ability to teach us something, and I don't think we ever notice things on accident. I don't believe in coincidences personally. So maybe this is also an indication for you to take out the trash, meaning take out the literal trash in your home, take out the literal trash in your life. If there are relationships that you shouldn't be connected to that are keeping you stuck or keeping you down, take out the trash. In fact, I would say especially because my garbage truck man doesn't normally even come at this time. He usually comes like 2 hours from now. So I'm saying I don't feel like that happens for a reason. But carrying on into the reading, as we were saying, I feel like you are somebody that has such a beautiful gift to present things in a certain way and to say things in a certain way that is very unique to you. You are highly compassionate, highly empathetic. And I'm getting the sense that because you have that, it might be scarier for you to share of your voice because you don't want to step on other people or hurt other people or make them feel any which way. But I think one of the most important things you can take away from this reading today is that you couldn't control it anyway. And trying to control it, I learned this from a friend recently, and then I read it again in a book recently, that though it is not your intention, obviously, it is never someone's intention, I don't believe. When we try to control how other people view us or see us, or we don't want them to feel a certain way about us and what we're doing or what we're saying, it's actually very manipulative to try and control it, even in the way that we phrase things in a way that is inauthentic to us. And like I said, though that is not our intention to be manipulative, it can be very manipulative. So be very careful with that. And know that you are allowed to be authentically yourself. You have the power to do that. I mean, gosh, we even have the Magician here for you, the Ace of Cups, and we have the Daughter of Wands. This entire, literally all of this, the Magician, the Ace of Cups, and the Daughter of Wands. Number one, you're somebody that has such a fire and creative passion about you. The Wand cards, especially when it comes to the Court cards, which is, it's going to be the daughter, the son, the mother, and the father, which is, in this deck, that's how it's portrayed. But this is normally the page, the knight, the queen, and the king. And whenever we see court cards that come out in any suit, it really gives us a strong indication of who we are, an archetype that really is a big part of us. And with the Daughter of Wands, this is being very creatively in tune, able to create your dreams into reality by sharing of yourself in some way. And this can be done in a multitude of ways. I don't even want to give specifics because I feel like that closes down certain ideas, especially if you've already had ideas. With Ace of Cups, this is like having so much that your cup literally runneth over. Like your cup runneth over with what you have the ability to do. You have so much potential right now. And I would say even moving into the future, you have, and you've been given so much because you're meant to share. That's literally with that overarching theme of generosity. You've been given so much because you're supposed to share. And with the magician, this is having all the forces of the universe at your fingertips, able to help you, able to assist you, to bring about a new way of being and doing things and being powerful. Cheetahs are powerful. The cheetah itself is like what? One of like the fastest animals. And have you ever looked, I'm being so serious right now. Have you ever looked at the eyes of a cheetah? Like one time I've seen a cheetah before, like in person, and I looked into this cheetah's eyes, and they did have like their young close by, and they were very protective. You could tell from this cheetah's body language, it was like, do not mess with me or my children. And I want you to know that you have that power to be that protective force in your life. You have the power to stand tall and to be graceful, eloquent, and to be listened to. Nobody was going to mess with that cheetah, let me tell you. Its eyes were so intense, and its body language was very commanding. And I feel like that's really something you bring to the table, is a deep intensity. And even if people try to mess with you, they're not going to be able to. Like, you have what it takes. You have the grace, the potential, the knowledge, the emotional stability, the physical, actual needs. Whatever you are like, oh, I need a camera, or I need a computer, or I need money, or whatever it is that you need, rest assured that it will be granted so you can go forth. You are here to do this, to spread of your knowledge. With the sword being present in the magician as well, this is about being good with your words and being good with your creative power. We have all of the suits present. We have the cups, the pentacles, the sword, and the wand. And that's literally having everything conspiring with you to help you. So from your angels and your spirit guides, we also have communicate clearly. You literally have the gift of clear communication. And we have if you believe. Oh my God, I just got the chills. So the magician is also about manifesting and being a master manifester of your life and calling in what you want your life to be. So literally, spirit is just saying the only thing you really need to harbor is a belief in yourself that you can. And with communicate clearly, I believe that this is a gift that you've been given. You might have like a very clear, open throat chakra. You might be an open channeler. You might be somebody that should be doing what I'm doing, that could be a reader, a gifted reader. You could be somebody that is gifted at teaching, again, sharing of your knowledge in some way is the clearest message that we've gotten during this reading. And I feel that many of you maybe have felt like you have a divine purpose in being somebody who teaches. And it doesn't have to be like a traditional teacher either. It doesn't have to be in a way that like a professor or a school teacher is a teacher. It can be in a different way. I believe that I myself am a teacher in my own right, even though I do it very differently than the norm. So I believe that you have this beautiful gift to communicate yourself clearly and communicate what you mean clearly. And this is not a gift that everybody possesses. And to give you a little bit of self-care for your next week, we do have a plan a vacation. And we have music. Now, I want to be really clear when I say plan a vacation. I know many of us are not traveling right now. It is not necessarily safe to do so. And with that, this might be just plan the vacation for when you feel it is safe. I feel like many of you have really felt very like stifled by where you currently are. And just planning the vacation could be very helpful for you to dream it into existence. And even if you're someone that you don't want to, travel out of the area for obvious reasons, you don't want to travel out of the area, it might be good for you just to plan to like take yourself camping. I'm being so serious. If it's not freezing where you are or like weather permits for you, go camping by yourself or go with like somebody in your household, right? Go plan a trip to go camping. You know, it doesn't necessarily put you in the way of anybody else or connecting with anybody else. It's just you and nature. Plan that trip. And then with music, I really do believe in the power of shufflemancy. If you've never heard of this, shufflemancy is where you go to like either one of your playlists, a random playlist, maybe all of your liked songs on your own like music library or your own Spotify library, whatever. And you hit shuffle and you really take the words that come from, you could hit shuffle and go to your lucky number, go like 7 songs in or 14 songs in or whatever it is. And then take that and listen to the message from that song that is coming through to you. And before you do it, ask, like, set an intention with spirit, like, give me a message from this song that I'm about to listen to. It can be really powerful. I've had some like crazy experiences with shufflemancy. So definitely get into your music. And if you play an instrument, like, get into it, play your instrument, practice your instrument, do something that brings that element of music into your space if you haven't done it already. And that is what I have for you, pile number 3. I wish you nothing but the best on your path. Please do not forget to follow me on Instagram, on Twitter. Nope, I don't do Twitter. On TikTok, on Instagram, on TikTok, and over on Twitch. I'm hoping to do one this month, but I don't have a set date. So make sure that you're subscribed and you have post notifications on, because I will probably post to my community tab when it happens. But on Twitch, I'm hoping to do my first one this month. We are going to go live and I'm going to unbox a new tarot deck that I'm going to be receiving soon. I haven't gotten them yet. I have 2 that are coming in. I'm going to be doing an unboxing. And then to learn my own tarot decks, I'm going to be offering free tarot readings. I know. Can we believe it? So many people have come to me asking for like personal readings, and I probably won't be able to get to everyone because I almost guarantee there will probably be a lot of people there, especially if I'm doing it for free. But that's something I want to do periodically to give back to our community. And we're also going to be doing new moon manifesting on Twitch. I'm hoping to start that in Aries season. So in like March, we'll be starting to do new moon manifesting together. With like printables and things like that. So I'm going to be using that platform to really help you and to give back to you. It's an incentive for this community is really how I want to use the platform. So definitely make sure you're following me on Twitch and you have notifications on for Twitch. You can get the app. It's free to sign up. You don't have to do anything special to get into it. It's totally free. And that is going to be exciting. So like I said, make sure you have post notifications here turned on though, so that you know when that happens, because I will probably post it to the community tab here for my channel. And I may or may not do like a video announcement when I'm live. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it, but I just am planning sometime this month. I don't have a specific day. And I probably won't. It won't be necessarily pre-planned. So just keep that in mind. And if you feel called to do so, I do have my Cashapp, Venmo, PayPal listed down below. If you want to tip me for my reading, of course, I always appreciate that. It's never an expectation. I also have my cards listed down below. And please remember, when you stand up in your own authenticity, you empower everyone around you to do the same. I love you so much, and I will speak to you again soon. Bye.